Guys, we're here with YouTube box fan expert.
I just go by Pan Shepherd.
Pan Shepherd,
Pan Gramercy.
who is going through some of my box fan collection here. He's going to take some and try to find parts for some that are missing parts, and possibly buy some from me, and we'll see what happens. So, just wanted to get it on camera a little bit here. Kenmore, you may have seen in the video. Pretty sure the motor is open. He's going to take that with and see if he can find a replacement motor, or if by some chance it's just a thermal protector.
Same thing for that Cool Breeze.
Same thing for this Cool Breeze. This one I've obviously taken apart and started to look at. That one I didn't.
Which I might actually need that one to reference the wiring on that one, because these wires have no color on them.
Okay, take them both. I just I don't part out that one without talking to me first, because my intention is not to do that if I don't have to, because even though that one's not in great shape, I still like it. Mm-hmm. It's just a really good. I used that one in my last. My current place doesn't have big enough windows for 20-inch fans, but my last place did, and that was my go-to. That was a great fan. Mm-hmm. Just quiet and moved a ton of air.
I think that's similar to a Monarch Air, and it's built like that Rotobroil I gave you. Mm-hmm. It's just got the same kind of Marco motor in it, but it's a multi-speed Marco versus a single-speed.
It does look like the same motor.
Yeah, it does, but that one's just got different windings in it, because the Rotobroil is only a single-speed motor, because that triac on the top controls the speed.
So, just in my opinion, I'll tell you, if this was in better shape, I would give this to the museum. This is my all-time favorite box fan. If we can get this Kenmore working, I'll give that to the museum. This Cool Breeze, there's already two like that in the museum. There's two pen crests with thermostats and all that, and the same guard. So I probably wouldn't, but I might. I don't know. Let's see if the museum is still hard off for box fans. This one, if the guard wasn't so chewed up, I would give to the museum.
Basically a Hunter.
Is there anything else here that you think is cool or rare enough that I should consider giving to the museum?
Actually, that one is pretty unusual.
Really?
Yeah, they're kind of an off-brand fan. I don't even remember who sold them, but they're branded under different names, and they are actually kind of an unusual fan. They may look common, but they're not.
I've seen a ton of those growing up, though. In fact, I remember.
They're not common anymore, because like that one's stuck. Most of them have just died off.
Oh, that wasn't stuck when I tested it last, but I mean that happens. Needs a little WD-40 and oil.
It depends on how long it's been sitting, too.
Yeah, it's been down here for some years, for sure.
Yeah, they'll get stuck when they just said. It needs the oil and needs to be moved around again.
Yeah. There was one of those in my art class. I don't remember what grade I was in, but it was in my art class, and I just remember it dying a phenomenal death with sparks.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they die. Oh, it's just got a multi-speed. It's just got a multi-speed Marco in it, single brace. It's real similar to the Rotobroil company. I think these are under Kel-Air too. They're just under various names. I'm not actually sure who actually produced the fan itself, but they all just have different names.
I always known those as Air King. I've just always seen them as Air King, but that's
because I saw one of those. I hate to say it, smashed up on YouTube, and it was identical to that in blue, and it was a Monarch Air.
Yeah, I've seen those too. I just assumed Air King was the original label, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, well, that's
I'm sure somebody knows more than me and you.
Yeah, if you think that's unusual enough, we can easily clean that up and take that to the museum.
I would say, yeah, that one's worth it. It's in such nice shape. Look at the nice grills, the nice blades.
It's true, it's not busted up. It just needs a little.
It needs to be cleaned as well.
Yeah.
No, this thing, it's got one little broken slat.
Yeah, one in the back is not gonna bother me. But yeah, just because I've seen these before. It didn't seem that uncommon, and not reversible, doesn't have a thermostat. So I was just like, eh.
They're unusual now.
Okay, well then we'll give that. If you want to take it and clean it up, be my guest. Otherwise, I'll try to clean it up before October, and I'll bring it with in October, along with the Rotobroil and the.
Which one?
The other one I tapped. Spring Air.
Spring Air.
Rotobroil and the Spring Air. Bring all those. We're going to get a nice collection of box fans at the museum, which is well up from zero. I really wish that guard wasn't busted up, because I think that's really cool. That was a dig and save find, by the way. That one was only $5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Because I know where one of these is on Craigslist in green, but same thing, the grill is smashed out.
Well, is it possible, if you were to buy that one, is it possible that there's two good grills between the two of them?
No, because the other one's got a metallic grill on the back and the plastic grill on the front.
And the plastic one's smashed up.
Yeah, and the plastic one's smashed up.
That back grill's not as bad as the front one, really.
No, and they both say the same thing on them.
I mean, I guess you could switch them. I wonder if that would be better.
It's a little stiff, but not bad. Interesting blade set.
Yeah. Hunter, right? Hunter blade set?
This just says Wards on it, but this is a Hunter fan. It's got a Hunter motor in it. That's definitely a Hunter motor.
I just assumed the whole fan was Hunter.
Probably, and they probably just slap Montgomery Ward's name on it. That's usually what they do, is just slap Monkey Ward's name on it. That's how most of these vans are.
Anything else worth mentioning on camera?
The only thing that's slightly interesting is this. You don't really see Lakewoods with a thermostat on it.
No, that's why I picked that up.
But it's just a normal plastic fan.
I had a metal and metal Lakewood with a thermostat at my old place that I used the Kenmore upstairs and the Lakewood downstairs, and when I moved out, the girl living next door asked if she could borrow it, and I said sure, thinking I would get it back from her one day, and I didn't.
You lost it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was another dig and save find. I only paid $5 for it, but even so, metal and metal Lakewood with a thermostat's pretty rare. I didn't really care for it because it was loud on low. You know, loud on low is not.
These always are.
The plastic ones don't seem to be that loud on low to me, but the.
This is just a standard second generation, but I've never seen one with a thermostat on it. That's pretty unusual.
Yeah, that's why I picked it up.
It's a little too dusty. I can't tell you what year it is. The year date code's on the motor, but it's too much scum on the side of the motor for me to tell you.
Okay.
Early 80s. Late 70s, early 80s. Probably the 80s.
Okay, well, that can either go to the museum or go with you, I suppose. I have no desire to keep it. I picked it up because I thought it was unusual. But,
Yeah, I remember the video where you got it at Dig and Save and you were waiting for some people and you must have just bought it then because you weren't sure if you were going to. Obviously you did. It's right here.
You remember more than I do about my own experiences and videos, so you must have watched them recently, because I don't even remember that came from Dig and Save.
I watched a lot of your videos before I actually made touch with you, before I touched base. I'm like...
Well, that's a little creepy.
Well, I didn't realize you were in Madison until you mentioned Wisconsin in one of your videos. I'm like, wow, this guy might...
I gotta make sure I put that in my profile somewhere then, because, yeah, a lot of people turn up here and I don't realize it.
Yeah, like these aren't anything special. You can see they're pretty much identical to each other. And
I just like McGraw-Edison products. That's why I picked those up. This was like the box fan from my childhood. I saw this like every day. I wanted this fan so badly, and then one day it disappeared, and none of the teachers knew where it went. So I went and pestered the custodian until he's like, "Oh, it stopped working. It's here in a back room." And I spent hours and hours and hours trying to fix it. Turns out the cord had shorted inside the little grommet in the back. But I tried everything else first. I tried replacing the switch. I tried replacing the thermostat. This is before I had an ohm meter, so it was just by replacing components. I tried everything I could think of, and it was just the cord was shorted in the back.
My, that Coronado one I have has the same exact handle on the top, same style grill, just mine doesn't have a thermostat. It's a great fan. I can't believe somebody just pitched it in the trash.
That was the wood one?
Yeah, the only thing that was wrong with it is somebody had tied balloons to the grill for a birthday party.
Yeah.
Fake balloon twine got into the motor and wound up and made it real slow.
My plans for this one day when I have the time is to empty the casing and strip it and spray paint it. I mean, it's not even the right gray. I don't care. It would look better than this. This is what I painted it as a kid. I used a brush and I mixed different house paints together until I got the right shade because I thought it was really important to have the right shade of gray. And that was all a big mistake.
The only thing you need to clean off is the rust on the bottom, but that can be...
just get a wire brush.
Yeah, that can be gotten rid of.
So, like I said, that's on my list of projects to get to one day, probably when I'm old and retired. So...
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to stop filming, but thanks for watching, Box Fans.